Hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with Matt. I am your host, Matt Taylor. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make breadsticks. These breadsticks are very, very similar to the breadsticks that you get at a restaurant like Olive Garden. Ooh, those bottomless baskets of breadsticks. Oh, I love those things. So that's what we're going to make today. Let's get started. For the ingredients, we have 3 cups of bread flour, 1/4 cup of softened or melted butter. We have 2 tablespoons of sugar. We have 1 teaspoon of active dry yeast, 1½ teaspoons of table salt. We also have 1 cup and 1 tablespoon of water. I have a pan with parchment paper here. I also have a whisk and I have a fork. First, what we want to do is we want to heat up our water so we can proof our yeast. So I'm going to heat this water in the microwave for about 30 seconds. We want it to be in between 105 and 115 degrees. Okay, and now I'm going to add my sugar and my yeast. I'm going to take my fork and just mix it around a little bit. And that yeast is going to feed off that sugar. And then we just set this aside and let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes until it starts getting nice and foamy on the top. And that's how we know that the yeast is active. Okay, so the yeast has had time to sit and you can see it's nice and foamy there, so we know that it's activated. Now what we're going to do, move that over here, we're going to grab our flour and we are going to add our salt. We're going to take a whisk and let's just whisk that in. Okay, and now we're going to take our butter and we're going to just put that in there as well. And then our yeast. And we will go ahead and mix this all up. And then when it gets to about this point, this is when I take it to the counter and then we start to knead. And so we're going to take this and we're just going to push it out right there. And we'll leave some of this dry stuff right there to the edge there. And the way that you knead is you just push it like that with your hands, fold and push, and then turn. The rest of this dough in there. And you knead it for about 8 minutes. Okay, and then once you're done, I got this other bowl here. And I just put a little bit of canola oil in there. I'm just going to go ahead and mix that all around the sides here. You can use olive oil too if you like. And I'll take my dough. I'm just going to move it around a little bit just so it gets coated. All right. So I'm going to cover it and let it rise for an hour to an hour and a half. Okay, as you can see, the dough has risen quite nicely. And now what I'm going to do is I want to divide it into about 12 equal parts. So I'm going to just take this out of there. Here. And to do that, I'm just going to stretch it out a little. And we're going to do thirds. Like that. And then I want four pieces of each. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my dough cutter here. And if you don't have a dough cutter, that's quite all right. Just go ahead and use your knife. Okay, and if they're not exactly the same size, don't worry about it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just take a piece and we'll just roll it in our hands. So it's about 7 to 8 inches long. And we'll go ahead and just put it right on our paper here like that. just like that. Okay. And then another thing you can do is you can use a sheet pan with an artisan mat, if you like. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna let these rise again for another hour to an hour and a half before we bake them in the oven. So I'm gonna go ahead and recover these up, that way they don't dry out. Okay, our breadsticks have finished rising. And now what I'm gonna do is I got about 2 tablespoons of butter here, and I'm gonna go ahead and just put this on. And this is gonna help it get nice and golden brown and add some nice flavor. So let's go ahead and just butter the tops of all these. We'll set this extra butter aside and we're gonna put this on them right when they come out of the oven. So now let's preheat the oven to 400 degrees and then we are gonna bake these at 400 degrees for 12 minutes or until they're nice and golden brown. On to that step. Okay, and once they come out of the oven, we are gonna take our butter and we're gonna immediately put some more butter on top. And then what we do is we take a little bit of garlic powder or garlic salt. Just give it a good little sprinkle. All right, our breadsticks are done. They smell amazing. They were really easy to make, simple ingredients. If I can make these, you can make them. I'm Matt Taylor. This has been another episode of In the Kitchen with Matt. Thank you for joining me. Stay tuned for another episode. If you have any questions, comments, put them down below and I will try to get back to you. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care. Time for me to dive into one of these.